Hey, welcome to World Code Updates. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more updates. The news hit the region like a thunderclap. Australia is secretly funding and building 8 military projects at 5 undisclosed sites in the Philippines. This isn't a routine upgrade. It's a bold, calculated move that shifts the Indo-Pacific's balance of power. Australia, long a cautious middle power, is stepping out from America's shadow to become a direct security provider in Southeast Asia. The projects, cloaked in secrecy, are designed to give the Philippines real, operational military muscle. For years, Australia's role was defined by aid and joint exercises. Now it's pouring concrete and embedding itself in Philippine defense. The message is clear. Australia is now an active player in regional security. This marks a fundamental change in Australian defense policy, from distant support to forward engagement. The 8 projects are practical upgrades, not just symbolic gestures, aimed at sharpening the armed forces of the Philippines. It's a direct response to China's assertiveness in the South China Sea, where much of Australia's trade flows. By investing in Philippine defense, Australia is also securing its own interests and building a network of capable partners. The secrecy around the locations is crucial, protecting the sites from espionage and political pressure. This isn't just a bilateral deal, it's a statement that middle powers can shape their own security future. For the Philippines, it's a lifeline to modernize and patrol its vast waters. For Australia, it's a strategic foothold in a critical theater. The secret is out, and the regional game has changed. The coming months will reveal just how far this bold Australian move will ripple across the Indo-Pacific. The Philippines is the strategic heart of Southeast Asia, sitting at the crossroads of vital sea lanes between the Pacific and the South China Sea. Whoever holds sway here controls arteries of global trade and energy. Trillions of dollars pass through these waters every year. Its proximity to Taiwan and the contested South China Sea makes it a key player in any regional conflict. China's militarization of nearby waters and rejection of international rulings heighten the stakes. For Australia and other democracies, a strong, sovereign Philippines is the first line of defense against coercion. Patrolling thousands of islands is a monumental challenge for the Philippine military, leaving it vulnerable to illegal fishing, piracy, and China's maritime militia. Australia's assistance boosts the Philippines' ability to monitor and defend its waters, reinforcing regional stability. The Philippines is a treaty ally of the US and a democratic anchor in the region. By investing here, Australia is reinforcing the architecture of a free and open Indo-Pacific. Australia's approach to Southeast Asian security was once defined by quiet diplomacy and aid, always under the US security umbrella. That era is over. The 8 military projects in the Philippines mark a decisive pivot. Australia is now an active, forward-deployed player. China's aggressive moves in the South China Sea and economic coercion, including against Australia itself. Canberra realized it can't just rely on the US. It needs resilient regional partners. The Philippines, with its strategic location and shared values, was the obvious choice. A new strategic partnership formalized deeper defense cooperation, paving the way for joint drills, intelligence sharing, and direct investment in military infrastructure. Australia is building strategic depth, extending its defensive perimeter by fortifying the Philippines. A stronger Philippine military acts as a buffer and early warning system, letting Australia manage threats at a distance. This is smart forward-thinking strategy, leveraging partnership for a more stable region. Australia is no longer a spectator, it's shaping the future of its own neighborhood. Australia's 8 projects aren't sprawling bases, they're small, specialized, and strategically dispersed. The focus upgrading Philippine military facilities, especially for maritime security and coastal defense. This means reinforced runways, new logistics hubs, and secure fuel and munitions depots. A major investment is in maritime domain awareness, new radar stations, communications arrays, and intelligence fusion centers. These upgrades give the Philippine Navy and Coast Guard real-time awareness of their vast waters, from tracking Chinese vessels to stopping smugglers. Logistics upgrades, like improved ports and forward bases, let the AFP sustain longer patrols and rapid deployments. These mundane improvements are force multipliers, making the military more credible and resilient. Specialized training facilities will allow for complex joint exercises, building true interoperability between Australian and Philippine forces. Training together in the field, forges a combat-ready partnership. This is practical, hands-on cooperation, turning alliance into operational reality. The projects are about making the Philippines a tougher, more agile defender of its own territory. The secrecy around the 5 project locations isn't just for show, it's a core strategic move. In an age of satellite surveillance and precision weapons, hiding critical sites complicates any adversary's plans. Secrecy is passive defense, forcing opponents to guess and waste resources. Politically, a quiet approach avoids provoking Beijing or inflaming nationalist sentiment in the Philippines. By upgrading existing facilities discreetly, Manila and Canberra sidestep accusations of foreign basing. This keeps the focus on national defense, not foreign influence. Strategic ambiguity makes it harder for adversaries to calculate risks, strengthening deterrence. The secret projects make the Philippines' defense posture more resilient and unpredictable. This partnership is a win-win for both nations. For the Philippines, Australian funding and expertise jumpstart long-overdue military modernization. The upgrades help secure fishing grounds, sea lanes, and national sovereignty. Beyond hardware, Australian collaboration builds skills and professionalism in the AFP, ensuring new facilities are used to their full potential. Diplomatically, it signals the Philippines is not alone in defending international law. For Australia, the payoff is strategic, a stronger partner on the South China Sea front lines. A capable Philippines deters Chinese expansion and protects Australia's trade routes. Forward defense is cheaper and smarter than projecting power in a crisis. The initiative boosts Australia's reputation as a serious security provider and diversifies its alliances beyond the US. It's a clear sign that middle powers can shape their own security environment. This partnership is a cornerstone of Australia's new, assertive regional role. Australia's military engagement in the Philippines is a sharp contrast to America's traditional model of big, centralized bases and visible troop presence. US bases are powerful, but can be political lightning rods and easy targets. Australia's approach, small, discrete integrated upgrades within the AFP's own infrastructure. No little Australia bases, just low-profile enhancements, not foreign outposts. This is more politically acceptable for the Philippines and frames the cooperation as partnership, not occupation. The distributed network of facilities makes the defense posture more resilient and harder to target. Forces can disperse and adapt, complicating any attacker's plans. Australia carves out a unique, complementary role alongside the US, focusing on logistics, surveillance, and training. The result, a synergistic effect, with both countries reinforcing Philippine defense without redundancy. Australia isn't replacing the US, but adding a vital layer to regional security. It's a 21st century approach for a new era of threats. China's response to Australia's secret projects was swift and stern, accusing Canberra of stoking Cold War tensions and militarizing the South China Sea. Publicly, Beijing warns of destabilization, but behind the scenes, it's likely to use gray zone tactics. More Coast Guard patrols, shadowing, and disinformation. China knows that overreacting could push Manila and Canberra even closer. Other Southeast Asian nations, like Vietnam and Malaysia, quietly approve, seeing Australia's move as a model for resisting Chinese pressure. Japan and South Korea welcome the development as part of a broader network upholding a rules-based order. Some countries with closer China ties worry about regional polarization and call for dialogue. ASEAN's response is muted, reflecting its members' divergent views. Australia's actions force every nation in the region to reassess their own security strategies. The strategic landscape is shifting, and everyone is watching. These military projects bring real benefits to local Philippine communities: jobs, economic activity, and improved infrastructure. Upgraded runways and roads can boost tourism, trade, and access to services, while new ports help local fishermen. Defense investment can drive broader community development, making modernization a shared national project. But there are risks, strains on local resources, social friction, and environmental concerns if construction isn't managed carefully. Secrecy can breed suspicion among residents who feel left out of the process. Key questions remain. How will benefits be shared? How will environmental impacts be managed? What happens if these sites become targets in a conflict? Transparent communication and community engagement are essential. The long-term success of this partnership depends not just on military effectiveness, but on winning local trust. The future of Australia-Philippines defense ties will be shaped as much by grassroots support as by grand strategy. The stakes are high, for both nations and for the region's future.